I'm going to do is cover opening the guard, and this one has to be very, very obvious what's going on. A lot of times guys are just ahead on points, they close their guard, and the guy on top maybe can't pass the guard, but he's working really, really hard, he's opening, but he can't pass the guy on the bottom, keeps sucking him into a closed guard. I don't think that's necessarily fair. You know, just because the guy's got a good guard, he's not doing anything, the guy on top's working, and he's not scoring. So, one rule I came up with, and it's got to be obvious. That's the most important thing, is that it's blatantly obvious what's going on. If the guy on the bottom has a closed guard, and this guy on top is fighting, trying to open, doing everything he can to open, and pops it open, boom, pops it open, and leaves it open. So usually what will happen is the guy will bring his knee in, and he holds that for 3 seconds, he'll score a point. And that's, you know, some people think it's a little controversial, but remember, the guy on top's trying to make things happen. Now, if the guy on the bottom just opens his guard and starts working an open guard, no problem. If the guy on top, you know, barely puts his hand on his knee and he opens his guard, no problem. It's got to be blatantly obvious that this guy is trying to forcefully open the guard and this guy's trying to keep it closed. Okay? So if I'm sitting here forcing it open, boom, and I pop it open, and I get my knee up, for example, you don't have to necessarily get your knee up, but it's the best way to keep the guy from closing his guard, and you get your knee up, you're going to score. Okay? So what it's going to do is it's going to make this guy on the bottom open up. If he feels like he's getting his guard open, his guard's going to get open, and he's winning by, say, for example, a point, he'll open his guard and it'll increase the action of the match. And again, let's say, for example, I pop it open. 1,000, 2,000, and somehow he's able to pull me back in and reclose it. Nothing. But he could reopen it again, and nothing again. So long as he closes and reopens it, as long as he gets those feet back together, boom, and reopens it, it's all good. It's all good. So the guy on the bottom can play real smart. The second this guy touches his leg, he's doing this, he pulls his hand off, pull my hand off right there, boom, he could open his guard, and it's all good. But if I'm sitting here and I'm opening, and I pop it open, and then I bring my knee up, and he doesn't, and I forced it, I'm the one that forced the action, the man on top, then I'm going to score. But so the guy on the bottom, both guys can play this pretty smart. It's a little bit of a strategic game. But it's just another way to score, and it's a way to pick up the action, because a lot of times the guy on the bottom will stall and not do anything. And you know, if he's winning, or you mount the guy, you score on the mount, and he rolls you don't score anything normally, and now you're on the bottom, you're just playing guard. So under my rules, if, say, for example, you mount the guy, he rolls you, he's scoring, he pops your guard open, he's scoring again, it's going to make the guy on the bottom work harder and be more active from the bottom. So that's why I added that rule. I think it's going to increase the action in the matches. It's going to make people think a little bit when they're on the bottom and when they're on top. Whereas if you can't pass the guy's guard, it's not hopeless. You can still score points when you're on top and you can't pass the guy's guard by opening his guard. But if the guy on the bottom is smart, he'll just open his guard and he doesn't give it up. So it's just a matter of a little bit of strategy and a little bit of last thing on that opening the guard point. If I open his guard here, I forced it open and popped it open, and I stand up. So long as it's open, and I hold it for 3 seconds, it's all good. And I'll score. Another thing, watch this. If I open his guard, boom, open his guard, and I pause, bam. And then I step over to half guard and pass his guard, boom. Obviously, I'm going to get 1 point for the open and 3 points for the pass. So again, it's a matter of control. If I force the guy's guard open, I'm going to score. If I pass, I score. If I mount, I score. It's all score. Let's say, for example, I pop his guard open. You know, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Boom, that's 1. And I do this. So I got 1 for the open, 3 points for the pass, and 1 point for the mount. So that's 5 points. Because you did it in a specific order. So just be aware that if you open his guard and stand up, it's okay. So long as it's open, you're going to score. If you force it open, if the guy just opened his guard, no, you don't score anything. You know, it's a matter of control. And like I said, the whole scoring premise is control. If you're controlling along the way, you're going to score more points. If you're just jumping around, you're going to score less points. So I just wanted to be clear, making sure that everyone understands how to score on that 1 point.